AEW Fight Forever review in 3, 2, 1.
Let go. Push ups, sit ups. You cannot pull up some. You sitting on the
AEW Fight Forever is finally out to the public now, and I'm going to break it down for you piece by piece with my overall score of the game. And we're going to kick things off with the number one asked question: what is the creation suite like? Well, we'll start with the bad before we bring it on to the good. The creation suite was absolutely garbage. Now again, it sucks that we have to compare this to 2K and how their creation suite is. It is very elaborate. AEW just felt more bare bones with their creation suite. I mean, we were looking to make our character and we could barely find pants. I mean, there was just very limited option of tights, even designs. It just felt very, here's about 10 different options, give or take, and you go with it. Now, don't get me wrong, there is some cartoony animated look. Again, limited. My character looked like a knockoff Kenny Omega. I really just had to choose the black and pink Kenny Omega tights because there really wasn't anything else to choose from. Now, the moveset was okay. We had a lot of options to choose from with the moveset. I felt like we were able to really establish what our character was going to be. The entrance, now this game is a little bit different, obviously with 2K and others. They don't do an actual entrance. They do about a good 5 to 10 second clip of an entrance, and then you get to the match. It is what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't mind it personally, but you actually had a lot of options to choose from and unlockables to purchase through the gameplay with in-game currency. Now, one thing I did not get into just because of how bad it was the create an arena. And I say how bad it was simply because you cannot create and upload an image inside AEW Fight Forever. Like 2K, you can go to your website, you can put up a custom image, and boom, you can put that in create an arena. You are very limited. Not only that, but with your colors, you don't have that RGB where you could do so many tens of thousands of different color designs. You're limited to just a couple color options from reds, blues, and greens, etc. And that's it. I mean, you can make a good ROH ring, but really that's it when it comes down to it. So if you want to do create an arena, you're more than welcome to, but just keep in mind, it's very, very limited. I didn't even take the time to look at it. Okay, the bad stuff is over. Let's get to the good stuff now. The gameplay aspect of Fight Forever. Now, if you think this is anything going to be competition to 2K, I want you to stop right now. AEW Fight Forever is not a simulation style pro wrestling game. It's meant to be a little bit like No Mercy, but went its own way. It's very archaic, but in a very good way. I found myself really enjoying, for the most part, AEW Fight Forever. This is a game where you're supposed to pick up the controllers. I'll get to the controls here in a minute, but it really felt like you were supposed to have a good time with your friends, and I really was enjoying myself. Whether I was doing lights out matches where I would just grab a pizza box, hit people with a cardboard pizza box, that's right, find some thumbtacks, do this exploding barbed wire death match. It was crazy, it was over the top, but I enjoyed myself with it. And I think the people who just want to pick up a pro wrestling game and play it for a couple hours with their buddies, this is the game to get. Controls, although simple, are very wonky in my opinion. I think I'm having a hard time figuring out the reversals where you have to, again, I'm basing this off a controller setting and it's an Xbox controller. So your LB, RB, or L1, R1, that's to determine your strike or grapple reversals. Now, the lower momentum, the harder it is that you're able to execute a reversal. But still, I felt like that's kind of weird to do. And their tutorial was very limited. I felt like I had to learn as I was going rather than learn the tutorial page. So keep that in mind too. It's a little wonky, but once you get the feel of it, it kind of smooths itself out. And the last part of gameplay, minigames. Minigames, I feel like it's there just to be there. Gives an extra incentive to unlock in-game currency, whether you want to unlock Cody Rhodes, the alternate Young Buck attire, certain entrances, certain entrance Titantrons, my character creations, whether it's get a teddy bear costume. There's a lot of unlockables that you can choose from, but I still I don't know. It's not for me. Let's just say that. I don't think minigames is for me. It could be for you, but I just think it's there just to be there. Road to Elite. By the way, if you guys have played AEW Fight Forever or already got early access, let me know in the comments what you think about it right now. Before I give you guys my overall score, I want to see what you guys have to say. So Road to Elite is your career mode. And yes, you can use a created character into your Road to Elite story mode, or you can use an already made character like Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, Jade Cargill, etc., etc. What I like about Road to Elite when I did my first playthrough, I didn't feel limited to a certain story. Whether my wins and losses really did matter and holds to the moniker of what AEW is. Wins and losses matter. So for example, in my first pay-per-view, I was supposed to be teaming with Jon Moxley to take on Best Friends for the tag titles. Now in the options, obviously if we won, we would have became tag champs. If we won, but Jon Moxley picked up the loss for us. God damn it. And, you know, we broke up immediately that week, sending me in a different path. Counted as a loss in my record, is what it is. But you start off your career in the Casino Battle Royale. Now, I did not win. I ended up coming close to the wire, but being brand new, I got taken out by Sammy freaking Guevara, man. And there's 4 different things you can do during a 4-week time frame. It almost reminds me of kind of like how the UFC style games were, where you would do training, you would take stamina, you would do these press conferences in this week build to eventually it becomes match week or pay-per-view week where you would actually do compete. It's pretty neat. You can do sightseeing. You actually can compete in Dark and or Rampage. It's kind of more of stat padding, or if you really want to work on your craft, get your stat boosts up so that way you can do certain things where unlock, maybe be stronger arm power, different features such as put your hands in your pockets like Orange Cassidy, or do kip ups, roll out of the ring. You can earn this currency doing certain things. Now obviously there's working out, there's eating, which by the way, the dining experience you have in AEW Fight Forever is an absolute trip. Your character eats like a savage. It's weird, it's uncomfortable.
So it's just toast with avocado on it?
Yup.
You eat it like a goddamn barbarian. Like, look at that. This guy is judging you. He's about to pull up his phone and record you on TikTok eating like a mammoth. Jesus Christ, you slob.
You'll start at Double or Nothing, and then you'll end at Double or Nothing, being your finale. Now, I had some ups and downs. I never won a championship during the journey, but the end, you still compete for a heavyweight title. That was my experience, but let me know in the comments down below what your experience was. If you did Road to Elite, maybe you were undefeated. Maybe you lost every match but took on Paul White. Overall, playing it top to bottom, doing exhibition. I played an online matchup. There really wasn't anything too online ranked except for the sake of having a title that says legend if you get to that status. So really not much incentive for me, but if some people want to be a Legend of Fight Forever, be a Legend of Fight Forever. Overall, Road to Elite, the Poor Custom Creation Suite, Exhibition, the mini games top to bottom. I'm going to give this game overall a 7 out of 10. It's very foundational. It's fun to pick up and play, but I think what gives this game a life is the post-game content. If I'm THQ and Ukes, if I'm the people working on AEW games, I would give this as much post-game content as you possibly can. DLCs is a great feature, but add stuff to it. Add frequent characters. There's rumors that there's going to be a battle royale at like the Stadium Stampede type of match with the last wrestler standing. If that's online, that's going to be a huge draw for this game. Something we have seen before in a prior battle royale wrestling game. Unfortunately, they're no longer around. But for that to be AEW, I think that would be so freaking cool. So if the rumors are true, I would immediately jump back on and play it. Being said, the replayability is there. I just think what determines the life, the beating pulse of AEW right now is how much post-game content there is. Do I think this is a $60 game? No, I don't think this is a $60 game. I didn't even buy the early access, the season pass, all of that, just because it's just so brand new and this is their very first game. So I'm taking it as a wait and see approach, but overall I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 on the board. and I think it's a great start to hopefully future games of AEW. Let me know in the comments what you think about AEW Fight Forever. Are you gonna get it? Are you enjoying yourself right now? And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.